Hey everyone, hope you found a good weekend. So today we're going to be working on circles and their circumference. We'll go over basic definitions, do a few warm-up exercises. Feel free to skip these if you feel you're ready for the challenges, and then we'll do 3 challenges that should be fun and helpful for people studying this stuff. And like always, if you have questions or if you want to see more material like this, let me know and we can get started. So circumference, right, is the perimeter of a circle. It's how far around you go in a circle, just like there's a perimeter of a rectangle or a square. And then there is, what is a circle, right? A basic question. We all know what it looks like, but if you were asked to define it, what would it be? And the technical definition is all the points in a plane equidistant, which means at the same distance from a point, which is the center. A sphere is all points in three-dimensional space. And then the radius is the distance from the center point to the circle's line or, edge. And then we have diameter, which is the distance from one point to another that crosses the center. So it's basically two radii joined, parallel radii. It's twice the distance of the radius. It's considered a chord. Chord is any 2 points, a line that connects any 2 points on a circle, but this specifically crosses the center. And then if you take the circumference and divide it by diameter, you get the ratio of circumference to diameter, also known as pi, right? 3.14, and it keeps going on, but those are the basic numbers we know it as. And then we have circumference, or the formula for it, right, is diameter times pi, or 2 pi r. So we'll do 3 warm-up exercises. You could do these on your own. You could pause and try each one, or you can move on to the challenges or watch as I do these, right? So a circle has a radius of 34 inches. What is its circumference? So this is nice and straightforward. We're going to do 2 pi r equals 2 times 34 times pi, which gets us 68 pi. A lot of times we just leave the answers in terms of pi, and that's what I'll do here, right? You could multiply it out and find out it's around 200, but our challenges, you'll see a couple of them, we need to use pi, but often we can just do it this way. Okay. The next one, a circle has a diameter of 12 inches. What is its circumference? So if its diameter is 12, we can use d times pi. So we're just going to get 12 pi. Okay. Again, you could multiply and see that's around 37, but for now we're just doing this. This is just to warm up, get familiar, sort of get the juices flowing in the brain. And then a circle has a circumference of 60 pi. What is its radius? So this time we're working a little backwards. So we're going to do circumference equals 60 pi. And that equals 2 pi r. And now we can divide by 2 pi, divide by 2 pi. The pi's cancel, and then 60 divided by 2 gets you 30 equals r. I'm going to erase this because this is a new step. It's not the same formula. So 30 equals r, which is great. And now we'll go to the first challenge. And what I would recommend is you can pause the video right now, try it on your own, see where you get stuck, and see how my method can help you. You can see questions like this on the GRE or the ACT or the SAT. And obviously I have videos specifically on tests, mostly the SAT so far, but this is just a good fun practice, like a brain exercise, and you can help on a whole bunch of circle questions on standardized tests or not. So a car has tires with a 15-inch radius. If the driver is driving it at 30 miles per hour, how many revolutions do the tires do per second, rounded to the nearest tenth? Okay, so the big thing here is we're going to be doing dimensional analysis, which you do in chemistry and physics, which is when you convert one unit into another unit. So we're in miles and then we're in inches. So we need to watch out for that. Let's convert 30 miles per hour into inches per second. So we'll do that by doing 30 miles in 1 hour, right? I have a tickle in my throat today, I think, from allergies. I hope you're all handling allergy season better. So we're going to do, there's 5,280 feet in 1 mile. And then we're going to convert that into inches, right? So you'll see the units will cancel. That's what we want. The miles will cancel and we'll be left with feet. And then we're going to cancel out the feet to get left with miles. So we're going to have 12 inches in 1 foot. And now let's convert hours into seconds, right? You could do it directly, or you could do it by going from 1 hour to, this 1 hour and 60 minutes. You could have done straight to 3,600 seconds, but I'm just going to show how I get to that. And then times 1 minute and over 60 seconds. And what will happen, right, is the minutes cancel, the hours cancel, the feet units cancel, and the miles cancel. And then you'll be left with inches over seconds. And by doing it that way, you know that you've multiplied by what you need to multiply and divided by what you need to divide. And you can plug this into the calculator. I'm going to do it by canceling and seeing how far I can get with that. So 30 over 60 gets me 1 and a 2. 12 over 2 gets me 6 and 1. 6 and 60 gets me 1 and 10. 5,280 and 10, right? We can cancel out the zeros. So then we are left with a nice clean number of 528 feet per second. And I didn't even have to use a calculator or really do any tricky calculations, right? So now, or sorry, not feet, right? It was 528 inches per second. Okay, which is even better because that's what we wanted. So let's see how many revolutions does it take to get to 528 inches. So we'll use circumference, right? So circumference equals 2 pi r equals 2 times 15 times pi. And that gets us 30 pi, right? And now we can do 528 divided by 30 pi, 30 pi. And this you can plug into a calculator. All right. Or 528 inches. I might have said feet again for some reason. Inches. So the inches will cancel and you'll just be left with revolutions. We plug that in the calculator, right? We're going to get 5.6, and it goes on from there, but we can just say 5.6. Okay. And then revolutions per minute or per second. And if you wanted per minute, you would multiply by 60, per hour by 3,600. So that's our first one. There's a lot of these calculations, but they cancel out nicely. And it's mostly just about converting units. I'll be making a dimensional analysis video soon because it's kind of fun to do and important, especially for chemistry and physics. Okay. So a hamster is running in a large hamster wheel at 10 feet per second. In 1 minute, it completes 1.5 revolutions. What is its radius? So I'll find how many feet are in a minute. And then I'll divide that by 1.5 to find how many feet are in one revolution, which gives me the circumference. And then I use the circumference formula. So we'll do dimensional analysis again. This one's simpler. 10 feet over 1 second. And then we're going to do times 60 seconds in 1 minute, right? The seconds will cancel, which is what we want. And we're going to get 600 feet per minute. It's a pretty fast hamster, right? And now we're going to multiply that by, in 1 minute, is 1.5 revolutions. And that will get us 400 feet per revolution, right? Because if you think about 60 divided by 15, you get 4. And here it's that, but just decimals are moved around. So I'm going to make that look a little neater. Okay. So now we're going to do, so that means the circumference equals 400 feet. Which means 2 pi r equals 400 feet. And now, what does 2 pi r equal, right? You're going to divide both sides by 2 pi. And even when you use pi, right, and you have to solve with plugging in, you want to use the actual pi, not a rounded version, and then round your answer at the end. So I wouldn't do 2 times 3.14, get 6.28, and then divide by that. This will just be a bit more accurate. Which normally doesn't matter too much, but it can still make a difference, especially on some questions with weird answer choices. So 400 divided by 2 pi, that's going to be 200 divided by pi. And that's going to get us, right, because we can cancel out the 4 and the 2. And that is going to get us 63.7 feet. Okay, so it's a pretty big, it's a nicely sized hamster wheel, right? And if you want to convert that into inches, you just multiply that by 12. Into miles, you divide by 5,280. Okay, and then we'll do one last one. This one's kind of a fun graphic, right? It makes me think of gears in a wheel with gears in them, right? Where the little one is sort of moving the other one. How many revolutions, how many yellow revolutions? Sorry, technical issues there. So how many yellow revolutions for one blue revolution? So you can think about this as this rotating around, right? And how many times does this go around? So you can find, if this were laid out flat, right? The 6 circle, how far would it go, right? So you can do the circumference of that one divided by circumference of the yellow. So circumference of blue divided by circumference of yellow. And that's going to be 2 pi times 6 times over 2 pi times 2. And then see, you don't even have to multiply because these cancel out. You get 6 over 2. And that gets you 3. So it's going to take 3 revolutions of the yellow one to go around the blue one, right? And that's why smaller gears on a bike are nice when you're going up a hill, because you have to pedal more, but there's less force you need, right? You'd have to do 3 revolutions. So that's one way that this sort of fact is used in our day-to-day lives. And then, yeah. So I hope you got this one and the other ones. I hope you found this video informative and fun. If you want to see more questions like this, let me know. I'm going to make more videos on circles involving their area. I've done one on spheres already and cylinders. And yeah, if you like this video, like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later.